Good vibes is what I bring, and good vibes is what our next guest is going to bring. Because Jenny Jones, you told me to fix it, and you know what? I fix it, goddammit. I fix it because that's what I do.
That's what
I do.
I tell you, like my grandmother used to say, don't make me have to wash your mouth out with some soap.
Yeah, I know. My mom used to tell me the same.
Okay, then. Check yourself.
Check yourself before you wreck. Good morning, Denika.
Yay!
Yeah.
Denika's in the house.
Hey, I'm so sorry. Listen, we can blame it on the being seasoned. We can blame it on the technology. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Jeff. My apologies for being in Central Standard Time instead of Eastern Standard Time.
Well,
I told her.
That could be part my fault. I'll take the blame. But he didn't tell me where you were, so I didn't know where you were located, or I would have.
It's okay, baby. We connect to solutions over here, not problems. We say sorry when we need to, forgive me when we need to, and let's get this show started.
Let's get the love party started.
Yes.
And I am going to take everybody. We're going to go to the basics. So, Miss Denika, love expert, let's define what love is. And let's define what a relationship is. So just in case some people have some confusion, because I've got a story about a guy that told me that I just want to have sex, but we can go out to dinner and we can have, movies. So you feel like you're getting the girlfriend experience. So let's start with some basics, because there's some confused men out there.
Well, let's talk about love. Love is the highest vibration of connection. It's the highest expression of how two people can come together, right? And a lot of people feel like love is a feeling, but love is really not a feeling. Love is an energy. We either choose to bring it or we choose to leave it. And however we choose to experience love is how we're going to feel it, right? So a feeling can come with love, but love is definitely not a feeling. I like to say that love is a choice. And I think it's really important for people to understand that the paradigm that we exist in has two energies that are prevalent, love and fear. And you can either choose love and you can experience the greatest expression of what this life can be, or you can choose fear and you can continue to be in misery, disconnection. We see a lot of that in the world today. There's a song that says, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Oh. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. And then Tina Turner said, what's love got to do with it? And I feel like love has everything. Jenny's like, sway.
Hey, you got those pipes too. She got the advice and the pipes. Did you see that one right there, Jeff? Give me a advice. Pipes.
She got the pipes. She got the right pipes. Let's do it.
If we would choose love in our lives, we would have a completely different experience in our relationships and in the way that we show up in the world. And then relationships are the foundation of who we all are. And unfortunately, Jenny and Jeff, we're not taught how to do powerful, amazing, productive, connected relationships. What we learn about relationships is what we see in our childhood. And whatever we see and whatever we're influenced by becomes our relationship blueprint. So I always know what somebody has dealt with in their childhood based on what they're experiencing in their relationships as adults.
That's deep. So I can't wait, but I need to be on the personal couch because, I can't be all up on Front Street. I can't be all up on Front Street in the show.
Well, you just said the men were confused. Like
they are.
You guys have issues. Like women do have issues. And I know you're not here to referee a fight, but it depends on what side of the fence you stand on. I just choose to avoid all of it. Remember our last conversation, Denika? I'm still in that same space. I am not effing with it.
If we're being real, we all have issues. We all have some kind of baggages because we've lived life.
Absolutely.
We've lived life, so we all have baggages. But are you going to carry it, or where are you going to put it? And deal with it so that you can be the best person that you can be for yourself and for your partner.
Absolutely. And I didn't introduce myself properly. My name is DenikaCarothers and I talk shit. Shame, hurt, insecurities, and triggers, right? Oh. It's an acronym that I have coined and trademarked, so don't use it. I'm coming after you. But if you have shit that you need to release, Call me if you need someone to talk to. But, Jenny, like you said, we all have shit. Some people like to call it poop. I prefer to call it shit because I'm just going to keep it real. And we shit every day. And it doesn't matter how much you shit today. If you eat tomorrow, if you take things in, you're going to shit tomorrow, hopefully. Because if you don't, then you're constipated. And that's a whole other conversation that we need to have. Right? But the thing is, it's like, a lot of people are ashamed of shit. They're ashamed of things that are a natural part of how we experience life. My love and I were talking the other day, and I was saying, why were we conditioned to feel like farting is wrong? When you hold a fart, it doesn't feel very good. And he was saying, because it stinks. And what I like to say is, everybody's shit stinks. Your shit stinks, my shit stinks, their shit stinks, right? But it's a natural byproduct of the body releasing what we take in that the body cannot use or doesn't want to use, right? And so, when Jeff was saying women have issues, Jenny's saying men have issues, that's the challenge. We will never come together as long as we are continuing to judge and criticize what the other person is bringing. If we come to the table with love, then we come to the table with an intention to connect. And with connection comes a desire to understand each other. I was on a walk a few months ago, and I'd be talking to Spirit the same way I'm talking to y'all. And I was just, talking to Spirit about love. And I was asking Spirit, how do we show up powerfully in love and relationships? What is the highest expression of love? And Spirit said to me, the highest expression of love is acceptance. And I said, okay, but there's some people who accept things, but their expression of love still isn't good. So I said, so what is required? What do we need to bring to the table for love to completely thrive and be the best? And Spirit said, acceptance and allowance. So I can accept that you crazy, Jenny, and I can love you. Not just Jenny, Chad, she crazy. But if I'm talking to Jeff about how crazy you are, I'm really not allowing you to show up in the highest expression of who you are. And our relationships teach us. They come to teach us and test us. But my relationship with you is always a reflection of me, because I'm only going to attract to myself who I am, not what I want.
And that might be scary about myself then, if I'm only attracting what it is that I am. But I try to give grace, and that's what I want in return, because I think that's what relationships need, is grace, trust, because I know as a female, I feel like I need security. And I think that's kind of what we all are looking for, that security, somebody that, if we got a fart, that we don't feel so bad about it. I mean, in the initial stages of a relationship, when everything's all good and brand new, you don't want to fart in front of somebody, but in reality, you're going to fart sometimes. So it's being able to accept somebody, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And especially the older you get, because child, sometimes I just be walking and the farts just be coming out, and ain't nobody trying to fart and it's just coming out, right? But you said something, Jenny, and let's talk from a love space, right? You said, I'm looking for security. Well, when you give somebody else the power to make you feel secure, you also give them the power to make you feel insecure. And we look for so many things outside of us that we should be cultivating and creating within ourselves. And the truth is, nobody can ever make you feel secure inside, really feel insecure. And whenever you say you're looking for security outside of yourself, it is always a reflection that there is insecurity happening.
I want to say something, ladies, and this is on behalf of the fellas, because there are a lot of women out there. There are a lot of you women out there that don't know how much men need sex. Yes, sex. It is a very important part of love. And a lot of times, I have dated, well, I don't want to put my business out there. Some fellas,
why not?
Well, you already know what I done went through, but I had a female tell me I was broken one time. Like, and I ain't broken. I know what the fuck she was talking about. It's whatever it is. But some women do not understand a man's need for sex. And they think that's all we want. They don't realize that sex is a part of it. If you love me, give me my cookies on time.
Oh my. See what I have to deal with
Am I wrong?
Well, this is the thing, right? And I wrote something down. I said, when we're always looking for what's wrong, we'll never connect in a space of love. We'll always be divided. As long as we're looking to debate and look for what's wrong, we'll always be divided rather than united, right? And whenever we continue to say, we're so different from one another, we're really not.
Yes, we are.
No, we're really not. We can process things different. So let's look at a computer, right? So I have a Mac. I had a window. I had a what's it called? I don't even remember what it's called. No more. I have a Mac now and forgot about the Windows, right? These operating systems are very different, but yet they're so much alike, right? And so when we look for the commonality of who we are, this is one of the problems in the world today. Everybody is looking at what's wrong and how we're different. When we look for the commonality, we can come together, right? Oh. And like you said, Jeff, yes, we all have needs. Yes, sex is extremely important. It's a high expression of connection, but sex should allow us to connect with each other. There are a lot of ways that people have sex, and we hear about P. Diddy right now and all this shit that's happening in the world, and there's a lot of sex talk that was happening, right? But there was no intimacy, there was no love, there was no connection, there was no safety, there was no security, right? So when we come together in that space of love, there has to be an intention for expression of love, because you can take on a whole lot of things energetically by having sex with the wrong person, by having sex in the wrong frame of mind. And we see that all the time. And so, you've often said, this person said that you were broken. We're all fragmented in different areas. We all have scars. But that doesn't mean that we cannot achieve wholeness at the end of the day. But if I'm going to continue to focus on the fact that I'm broken, I will never be whole. And if you are connecting with someone who is looking for your brokenness, identifying that, reiterating that to you all the time, that is somebody who you cannot experience wholeness with.
Yeah, I just wasn't feeling her.
Did you tell her that?
Yeah.
At what point in the game?
It's getting a little hot over the Jeff Fox.
No. Because I don't know if she's watching, and she was like, "Why are you talking about us on the show?"
But she doesn't listen. First of all, you're not calling her name. Second of all, it's your story, and that's the thing we need to move away from, right? Because me and you could have a situation, but I have an experience with that, and if I choose to tell my story of that, that has nothing to do with you. We have to give ourselves permission, or like Jenny said, we have to give ourselves the grace to achieve what we need to achieve for ourselves. But this is one of the problems with the world, and especially with us Black folk, right? We're so focused on what everybody else gonna say, gonna do, gonna think, that we cannot live in a space of freedom and liberation, because being free from something and being liberated are two completely different things. You can be free from something, but you can still be bound by it. Because you're no longer married to that person, you can still be bound energetically to that person because you keep holding on to all the negativity. Love that person and let them go. And that is what love allows us to do. Love allows us to accept and allow people to be who they are, but to also accept and allow that I don't need to deal with your shit if it is going to greatly affect me.
That is a great description. That is a great description of what I'm talking about. Because Denika, you know the ex-wife, we're great friends. I mean, not great, but we're cool.
Right.
And I have two ex-wives, and I'm cool with both of them. But I ain't doing this shit no more. I ain't doing it no more. I'm not doing it. I'm being selfish. I don't feel like giving flowers to anybody. I don't feel like taking you to dinner and doing all of that. Like, you're gonna have to show me.
Since you don't want to do no dinners and no movies and no romance, but you want sex. I seen on the internet that they were talking about robots. So maybe you need a robot. A robot cook and clean, and then once they figure out how to do the sex thing, then you all good.
So Jeff, I'm not going to send you to a robot like Jenny, but I am going to say this to you. You said, I don't feel like giving this. I don't feel like giving that. I don't feel like giving the next thing.
Damn right.
Okay, so listen now. If you don't feel like giving, then you don't want to receive.
Oh, I definitely want to receive.
No, sir.
Say it again, Denika.
When you give, It shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men or women give it to your bosom, honey. So this is the thing. You cannot expect to reap a harvest where you are not planting a seed. Baby, you cannot expect to get a return where you do not want to make an investment. We're going to talk the truth up here today.
Today. Go ahead and hit that bump because you need that.
It's not getting on you, right? Because this is the thing. There's a lot of people out there who will have sex with you. There's a lot of people, you could pay for sex. You can you can manipulate for sex, but that's not connection, babe. And you eventually you have to get to this place, especially at the place where we are in life, right? We seasoned folk on this panel today, right? We have to get to a place where we tell ourselves the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because if I'm not willing to be honest with myself, how the hell can I expect anybody else to be honest with me? It doesn't work that way, because what you give is what you get.
Yeah, but there are some women, and I'm being honest, and guys know what I'm talking about. They want you to pay the rent, pay the light, do all this stuff, and do all this, run an obstacle course and go 10 rounds with Mike Tyson, do all this stuff, and then you'll get the cookie. No. Give and you receive, like you just said moments ago. Doesn't always go down like that. That's why a lot of guys have the attitude that we're not going to give you shit until you do for us.
So Jeff and Jenny, J and J, I want to ask you both a question, right? First question is, are either of you in a relationship right now?
No.
I'm in a friend type thing.
You in a situationship?
I'm in a situation.
Yeah, I'm in a situation.
It depends on what you call a situationship. It's more of we try to see if we can work it out type situationship. That's where I am.
Let me write this down, because I need to get back to this, right? Because you said it before. The second question is, Jenny, you go first. What is it that you want in a relationship? What are you looking for? What do you need? What do you require? What do you desire?
I just want a good man, somebody that can, share my ups, share my downs, somebody that I can laugh with, somebody that I can cry with. Having been abused, that's why I said I'm looking for that safety, somebody that I feel like I can just breathe and relax into them and them relax into me, because that's the love and the safety that I feel like I'm offering to them. That's kind of where I am, and what I'm looking for, because I'm going to hustle. I'm going to go out there and work, and and make sure that I can pay my own rent, that I can eat and do the stuff that I want to do. So I'm not the one that's saying, you got to buy me this purse, or you got to take me to this restaurant, or I'm going to sit in the car like we've seen on social media with some of these women. He took me to Burger King or whatever. If I ask you out on a date, I'm willing, I'll pay for it. But like I said, it's challenging, but life is challenging because you're bringing together two different personalities.
I want to stop you, because however you hold life, however you see life is exactly how you will experience it. The reason why so many people are challenged in life? Because they expect challenges. All they talk about is challenges. So it's not that you didn't give a good explanation. You gave a great explanation. What I would encourage you to do is go a little bit deeper, right? Because this is the thing. At this stage of life where we're at, we can all take care of ourselves. I could buy my own Louis Vuitton purse if I want to. I could buy my own car if I want to. I could feed myself, right? So I'm not looking for the things that I can do for myself from someone else. Right. Now, when Jeff talks about, I'm not looking to pay nobody's rent, I'm not looking to furnish nobody's closet, right? But he's talking about all the things that he does not want to do. And so what happens is whatever you focus on, you give permission to be in your experience. So Jeff, same question to you. What is it that you want, desire, require, or looking for in a relationship?
I will quickly tell you a story about a friend that I knew that passed away, and his widow and I were talking. Like, she was really broken up about it. But the unique situation that happened here was I started to fall for her. And I didn't think I could fall for anybody. She knows, she's watching right now, probably. But I kind of fell for her. And I was kind of surprised, right? And she said, you know what? We're pouring into each other's cup. And that's what I like. She was my homie. lover, friend. Well, I mean, that's the R. Kelly song, but that was the reference. That was me the way I would describe her. She's sexy as hell, funny as hell, and damn good looking. And I said, you know what? I could do this. And I didn't think that I wanted to do this anymore, but I could do this. The truth is, she ended up with another mutual friend, but I was happy for her. You know what I'm saying? And if I meet someone like that, who's willing to pour into my cup while I pour into their cup, then maybe we could talk. But until then, I ain't doing shit for you.
So this is the question. Do you believe that someone is out there for you?
Oh, yeah. But I ain't going to look. You have to come find me.
No, that's bullshit.
How is it bullshit?
Why would you even say that? Why would that be an option on the table for you? If this is, hold on. If this is what you desire to experience, right? If you desire to go to Dubai, you've been hearing about all these beautiful things in Dubai. You desire to experience Dubai. Are you expecting Dubai to get on a plane and come to you?
But I mean, I'm not doing the dating apps. I don't go to clubs looking for females. If I run into somebody in Publix, it just kind of happened. So okay. I think it's just going to happen when you find that somebody, and you just got to be smart enough to recognize it. But I ain't going through all that crazy shit of finding out to get disappointed and all those dating apps and all that other crazy shit. Too many psychos out there.
But see, this is the thing, Jeff. You're focusing on being disappointed. You're focusing on the psychos. You're focusing on the bullshit. You're focusing on the less than, right? So you tell me all the things that you're not going to do. What are you prepared to do? What will you do?
Well,
I want to hear that. Speak up.
Again, I got to be attracted to you. Like, I really got to be attracted to her.
Okay, no, but tell me what you, tell me. You already told me all the things what you ain't doing.
Right.
Tell me what you will do.
Well, I have an ex-girlfriend that used to call me, and don't make jokes about this. She used to call me Danielle Steele because I was such a romantic dude.
Okay.
They didn't get me nowhere being romantic. I'm the type of cat that will drop flowers on the floor, light all the candles, have the glasses out. I'm prepared to do that for the right woman. You can't do that for anybody. And like Rodney just said in the chat, you got to be willing to put in work on yourself. I think that's what he means.
Absolutely. And see, this is
I'm working on me. I love me. I love me some me. I love me more than I love anybody.
So how are you working on you, and what does your love for you look like?
Oh, why are you laughing?
Denika's taking you to school.
Making myself better, going to the gym, making sure the bank account looks good, making sure the credit is good, going to the dentist to work on pearly whites and all of that. So,
all of that you just told me, that's all external. How are you working on the internal? Because who you are on the inside is what is manifested on the outside. Who you are on the inside is what you will attract from the outside. So I heard a lot about the physical that you're doing, but what are you doing emotionally? What are you doing mentally?
I'm not the emotional guy no more.
See, you and I were supposed to talk a long time ago. Anyhow, I'm going to Jenny now. Because I'm about to send you a text message to your personal cell phone number. Jenny,
I'm doing all that emotional shit, man.
Yeah, but emotion is simply energy in motion. When we are emotional, it is how our energy is moving. We are energetic beings. We're spiritual beings. Spirit is energy. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. But the thing is, the things that you can see are temporal. That's what the scripture says. The things that you cannot see are eternal. We need to be doing more work on, we need to be making more investment on the inner man, on the spirit man, on the soul aspect of who we are, than going and buying Louis Vuitton, going and buying Coach, going and buying Prada, all of these things to be seen. You listen to me. I went and bought me a Fendi pair of shades the other day, and when I put those on, I feel like a boss. They some damn good looking shades, but most of the time they spend in my car in the glove box because I'm not driving all the time. But I'm sitting with me every moment of every day. And so the inner work is most important, because them shades don't satisfy me. Them shades don't make me happy. Them shades don't give me peace. They make me look good. They make me look fly. I get comments on them all the time. But that's not doing nothing for the inside of me, right? So Jenny, as Jeff was talking and as I'm, pouring into him, because I'm not schooling him, I'm pouring into him, right? I'm offering him something. I want to elevate him.
Yeah,
Well,
because this feels eerily familiar, like the last time I saw you.
so now I go into Jenny. So
Okay.
Jenny, what were you getting, or what, any aha moments, any questions that you have, any feedback that you have based on, you know, that exchange Jeff and I just had?
I felt like Jeff is not willing to give unless he gets.
Damn right.
I
Okay,
am
hold on,
willing
hold on.
to.
Let me pause you. I want you giving me no feedback on Jeff. I want you giving me.
No, I thought that was the assignment. Okay, so ask
I'm
the
sorry,
question.
babe. I wasn't clear. Did you get anything for yourself when I was talking to him? Are there any questions? Because you know, you're not in a relationship. You're not calling it a relationship, right? You
Right.
said we're trying to do this. We're trying to do that. Let me tell you something about trying. And anybody who is a client of mine, who has been a client of mine, will tell you that we don't do the word trying over here. Because if you in the bathroom, Jenny, and I say, girl, Jenny, what you doing? You done been in there for an hour. You said, girl, I ain't here trying to shit. I already know ain't nothing happening in that bathroom. You having a hard time. There's a struggle going on in there. So I might need to offer you some X-Lax or something, right? Trying doesn't move the needle forward. We either do or we don't. There is no such thing as trying. Trying is like a clause in the contract that says this might not work out, right? So we need to move trying out of our vocabulary. Nike have it. They have it on lock. Just do it. You either doing it or you ain't doing it. And that's the problem. You can't try to lose weight. If you tell me, girl, I'm trying to lose 100 pounds, I know that you ain't nothing happening. You still eating them potato chips. You got that chocolate stashed under your bed, right? We either set an intention, make a decision, and come through with the action. We got to be about it. Stop talking about it. Or it's not, nothing is happening. I say faith without works is a waste of time. Prayer without effort is a waste of time.
Or prayer without faith.
Hoping without doing something is a waste of time, right? So talk to me about you. Talk to me about your experience with relationships. Talk to me about where you are now, what you truly desire. Because we're not created to be alone, and none of us desires to be alone. We all crave love and connection.
I think a part of my problem, and I do try to I try to self-reflect, after I get out of a relationship, because I think I've only had one that if I was to see him, I was telling Jeff, it would be pow, pow, pow. But I try
Pow,
to
pow, pow, we killing each other, or pow, 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 that sparks, and we.
no sparks, pow, pow, pow. But he did something that was like, that's never in life something that you do to somebody that you say you love, you care about, you even like a little bit. So I ain't gonna go into details on that because we'd have to have another show. I would need to be on the couch for real. But I try to self-reflect, and I feel like, I don't know. Tell me the question again, because I lost myself. I lost myself. I lost my train of thought.
I'm about to break out the Lionel Richie.
Whatever. Me and Denika's trying to have a moment. So
what is it that you want? What do you deserve at this point in your life? What do you want to experience in a relationship?
I want somebody that's all about me and I'm all about them. Because I spent most of my life chasing the career. So I was always working, and I realized now, of course, hindsight is always 20/20, that I was missing out on a lot of life because I was chasing the bag. And now I feel like I'm at a good point to where I'm trying to be not so independent. I want to be codependent. I mean, hopefully I'm saying this right, and hopefully you are saying I'm at least heading in the right direction, because like I said, I've been independent, and independent left me lonely. So now, like I said, I'm trying to be codependent to where you need me, I need you, and I'm trying to pour into you what you need, and you pour into me what I need. And because I feel like, to me, relationships is that simple, to where if I'm doing what I feel like makes you happy and you doing what you feel like makes me happy, then why come we can't be happy? Am I wrong? Is it not that simple?
No, it's not that you're wrong, but let's reverse it. If I'm making me happy and you're making you happy, then happiness is a priority for both of us, and we're going to bring we're going to bring happiness to the space of each other, right? I want to offer you a reframing for trying, because it's a part of your vernacular, so it's a part of what you are experiencing, right? Rather than saying I'm trying to, change it to I'm choosing to. So I'm choosing to show up in a space of love. I'm choosing to attract what complements me. When you said all about me, I want someone to be all about me and I want to be all about them. That's not conducive to a healthy connection, right? Because I can't be all about you. I'm a business owner. I'm also a mother, right? I'm a traveler, right? So I can't be all about someone. And I don't want someone to be all about me. I want someone to have their own life. I want someone to have their own friends. I want someone to have their own hobbies, right? I don't want to be someone's everything. It's too much pressure.
Okay. Well, let me, and I probably phrased that wrong because, yeah, I think 24/7, it gives you all the flowery and the fluffy, feel good feeling. So I don't want the 24/7. When I say somebody that's all about me, I'm saying their main concern is doing what makes me feel love, showing me love and vice versa. So
Right.
yeah, 24/7, we got to have our own friends because I want to have something to talk to you about that you don't already know. I want to be able to have, those insightful conversations and just what you doing, Jeff?
I, I want to get in. I want to say something. That's why I put my hand up. And I'm being honest. Like if I run into somebody, and no offense to you, Jenny, I got love for you. We do a show together. But if I run into somebody like that wants me to be all about them, I'm running the other way.
I did correct it though. Did you not hear me correct it? And
I
maybe
did.
I didn't correct it all the way, but I'm saying
I'm not knocking what you said. I'm saying that me personally, I do need my own life. I do need more than I don't like that stuff. Like, okay, I used to work out with a certain friend. We go to the gym together. And then she wanted to come to my house and do this. And just stare at me. Oh, like give me some space, man. Like let me go hang out with the homies. Let me run the streets with the thugs. I'm just saying, just let me breathe. I don't like all that. Why you ain't call me? I can't do all that.
no, I'm not. Yeah, that was not what I'm saying. That was probably what you took from what I said and maybe what I implied inadvertently, but that's not what I want because I don't need you checking for me, like I said, 24/7. If I'm 5 minutes late from work, you check in like, well, where were you? Because that's not good either. So
Right.
yeah, jealousy is hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And can we talk a little bit about jealousy? How do you maneuver a relationship that where the other person is had bad experiences and they bring that jealousy and they're on the lookout in the relationship with you? How do you navigate that?
Well, jealousy is an extension of insecurity, right? And this is the thing, for everybody who's watching and you guys go to my TikTok or Instagram. I posted a video about red flags, right? And this is the thing.
I saw that.
Somebody cannot hide who they are. It's my responsibility to be a detective in the beginning. Not that I'm looking for things, but that I recognize things when they show up. Jealousy is an extension of insecurity, but you're only going to attract an insecure person if there is some insecurity operating in you. This is why my encouragement always is to people who come on the other side of a broken relationship: be single, get healed, unpack the baggage, discover and uncover why you attracted this experience, because this person is only an extension of you, right? So jealousy, I don't have to avoid jealousy. I just got to recognize it when it shows up and walk the other way. See, because if I'm a secure person and I understand my worth and I understand my value, when I recognize insecurity, that's a threat to me. Because anything that's insecure can be a threat, right? If there's no security here, then it can be threatening. And that's why it's important for you to know what you desire, what you require, what you need, what works for you, right? Not what doesn't work for you, what works for you. So that you recognize when it shows up and you recognize when it don't. And this is especially with women, we overlook so much. And men have this too, because men, they want to protect and provide. So they kind of have the save-a-hoe syndrome. But women have a save-a-hoe syndrome too. But women have this warped, I'm going to say what I want to say, warped sense of thinking that they could change somebody. You can't change nobody who doesn't want to be changed. And furthermore, I'm not in the changing business. Listen, I get paid for this work. I get paid for this work and I don't work with everybody. I do not want to work with somebody who is stuck in victim mode, that everybody else is the problem and they not. They looking for excuses rather than results. Right? It's not difficult if you pay attention, if you listen. Maya Angelou said, I say the rule of mind. When people show you who they are and when they tell you who they are, believe them the first time. People will always show you and tell you. Your responsibility, Jenny, in wanting to attract a relationship that complements you, that provides safety. I'm going on your list because I did write down where you can exhale, where you can relax. Your responsibility is to recognize when that person shows up and also to recognize when the imposter shows up. Because if you always dealing with counterfeits, you're not gonna know the real thing, baby. You gonna have to learn how to identify the real thing. Because ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. And let me tell you, I had to go into that space because I've been married and divorced twice, but I had a relationship blueprint. And, my father was in the home, everybody outside, Jeff loved my dad. Everybody else thought he was a great man. Yeah, he was, but he was not a good husband. And for me, he was not a good father. And so because I didn't have a good relationship with him, I focused on that negative energy and I ended up marrying my father twice. I attracted two men who had the same qualities, mindset, behaviors in a lot of ways, controlling, want to do what they want to do, only what they want matters, as my dad did. And so on the other side of the second divorce, I had to sit with me and I sat with disappointment. I let disappointment teach me for 3 years. Because if you're disappointed, it has nothing to do with the other person. It's all about you. You know what disappointment says? How the hell, why the hell, and what the hell was I thinking? Was I doing?
Oh, I've been there.
I've had some of those moments. I've
Yeah.
had some of those moments.
And it's all about you because I couldn't have been in relationship with those people if I didn't accept what they brought to the table.
That's
Right?
true.
If
Yeah.
I wasn't attracting, my relationship attraction point attracted energy that supported all the negative thinking that I was retaining about men and relationships because I didn't see productive, amazing, powerful, connected relationships. I didn't see it as a child. I didn't see it with uncles. I didn't see it with my parents. My grandparents slept in the same room but slept in separate beds. I don't understand that to today.
Yeah, that's a little different.
I hear
That's
it's a trend that's trying to come back around, that people are saying that separate bedrooms, maybe they get better sleep. But I'm like, where's the connection? I'm not seeing the connection.
Exactly. And on the other side of healing, I made a decision. What do I want? What do I need? What do I require? Again, like I said, I don't need nobody to pay my bills. I don't need nobody to buy me nothing, to feed me. I had to get really deep and serious. We have to go below the surface, man. Jeff and I are from the Bahamas. We know that the treasures are in the deep, honey, not in the shallow. Them little naggy fish in the shallow just picking at you, right? I have to go deep. What do I want? And when I tell you, Jenny and Jeff, I am in relationship with the man of my dreams, my perfect complement, But it's because I move from what I don't want to what I do. And then I move to the belief that if I desire it, I deserve it. And if I deserve it, I can have it.
That's right. That's all I'm saying.
Got it.
All I'm saying. I don't mean to look like the bad guy, but it's got to be what I want. And I'm not settling. Too often, you run into women who, like you said, you can pay for your own Birkin bag. You can buy your own designer glasses and all that other shit. You run into women who expect you to support them and their needs. Oh, I need to get my hair done. Go get your hair done. What you telling me for? I like I'm supposed to. Nah, we ain't doing that. I get the bill this time. You get the bill next time. We're like, we equal partners. That's how we doing it. That's the only way I'm doing it. Now, as a man, I do have some beliefs that we should take care of some stuff, birthdays, anniversaries, or whatever. There are some things we just supposed to do. Open the doors, pull out the chairs. That's me. That's always been me. But unfortunately, you can't treat everybody that you run into like that. You can't open up to everybody. So I'm very selective. And forgive me for being very selective.
But can I ask a question? You're saying selective, and it sounds like fear to
It's
me.
not
To
fair. It's
me,
not
to
fair.
me, that's what it sounds like. Because I go into it that, okay, yeah, I might get hurt, but I might also find the love of my life. I try to take each each new relationship, like, let's
Right?
just see where it goes. I always have the option to leave. I
Nah.
always have the
No,
option
I
to leave.
don't have time
But,
to waste.
you
I don't
know,
have time to waste.
I
That's
mean,
what
there's some obvious things that when you see it, it's time to just get ghost. Like a man that puts his hands on you, I'm not dealing with none of that. You put your hands on me, okay. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna be safe when I get out, but I'm gone.
So Jenny, I want to offer you a reframing. I'm
Uh-oh.
big about reframing. No, don't uh-oh, babe. It's always a good thing.
Okay.
You said, I might get hurt, but I also might find the love of my life. Hot water and cold water don't abide in the same place. Faith and fear can't occupy the same space. So rather than focusing on what can go wrong, just focus only on what can go right. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, I set before you this day death and life. So we're free will beings. We have the free will to choose. The choice for either or is always there. But we was given the cheat code. Choose life. Look, I'm already telling you which one to choose. Even though the two are on the table, go to life. That's where you want to go. So instead of focusing on what could go wrong, focus only on what could go right. We have the choice of either or, right? So choose what you truly want. Let that be a focus of your thoughts. Let that be the intention of your heart.
Well, I try to live in that hope space,
But you
but
trying, but you trying, but you
oh,
trying.
I choose to live in the hope space. I'm learning it only I'm learning to live in the space of hope. I'm
yes,
gonna, I'm
yes.
gonna, I'm gonna work on me. I'm gonna work on me.
No, not I, not I'm going
Hope.
to.
I'm
I
working.
am.
I choose hope. I choose hope. I choose hope.
Yes.
Yes.
And I am doing the work to cultivate the type of relationship that
That
I
I
desire and deserve.
and all right.
Right?
Okay.
Because when you recognize that it's all about you, you can only attract who you are. But then the universe will also give you opportunities to pass the test, right? So I'm done the work. I was on the dating app. Jeff and I had a conversation about this, but in my spirit, I knew that my guy was on the dating app. So as much as I wanted to get off that dating app, Jenny, I couldn't because I knew he was there. I don't go out and about. I'm here at work. I'm working with clients. I'm putting together programs and courses, right? I get out very little. If I go to get something to eat, I'm eating, I'm coming back to do some work with a client or to do some courses, right? And so met someone on a dating app, met him out. We was going to shoot pool, right? And I came out like very casual, but I guess I got a shape. And he was going, man, oh, you so this shape and that. I tell you right now, I'll never cheat on you. Red flag number one.
What?
I'll never cheat on you. Red flag number one. Why the hell are we talking about cheating on the first date? You will never cheat on me. You a cheater. See, you already telling me. You
He
already telling
identified
me.
himself.
But see, my responsibility was to catch it. I've done the work, honey. I'm passing tests. And then the second part, see, I am not anal, I am not OCD, but I believe in order. My house got to be in order. There's certain it got to be clean, it got to be tidy, it don't need to be spotless. But we go into his truck because he wants to show me something. So he's a weed smoker. I already knew he was a weed smoker. That wasn't a big deal for me. You know, I don't smoke weed. I'll do an edible occasionally if I feel like it. But when we went in his truck, his console in the middle was full of ash. Red flag number two. That's all I needed. That was it. That was the first and the last time. And it wasn't a date, it was a meet and greet, right? Because people have to understand too the difference between dating and just going to meet somebody to get to know them. There is a big difference. It's not a first date.
Tell us about the differences after you finish your story. Yeah, tell us.
But needless to say, that was done, right? Because you have to have the test to even know for yourself what you have learned, right? And I wasn't desperate, so I didn't need no relationship. This is one of the issues and challenges with a lot of people. They so desperate to be in some sort of connection that they accept anything, that they settle for anything, right? How raw could we be on the show? because I want to respect the space.
Well, we try to be a family show, but we need to wash Jeff's mouth out with soap sometime.
Okay, so there is D, and there is P. Fill in the blanks everywhere, right? We could get D and we could get P from anywhere. And if you just want D or P, it's all over the place. But there's a whole lot of shit that comes with that. But if you want connection, if you want intimacy, if you want safety, if you want a space where you can exhale, that you don't need to be looking for D or P, because you're not gonna find those things in those arenas, right? So if you're on a dating app, I mean, how many people are on a dating app? It's like a job. All you're doing is this. First thing is, for me, I am someone who's very intentional, and I'm someone who's very specific. So if you don't have the time to fill out a profile and you got only one picture, I'm going past you. I don't care how good that one picture looks, because there's a lot of catfishing. I need to see different aspects of you, right? Going past you. But if I see something, you got a nice profile, you got nice pictures, so then we gonna do a little conversation, text for a very short period of time, and then we're gonna talk. But I have a book, and it's on my website. And Jeff, thank you for posting my website. It's called Dating with Purpose, and it is a playbook for dating. I highly recommend anybody who's in the dating space or interested in getting into a relationship, go to my website under products and get that book. It is literally a playbook. You need to start asking very specific questions. You need to start being very clear about who you are and the space that you're in. So I tell women this, Jenny, all the time. If you are a woman who wants to be married, that needs to be one of the first things you say in this conversation, because you need to ascertain real quick if that is your goal, whether or not this person wants to be married. Because there are some people who they just don't want to be married. So if I'm being clear about that, I'm not worrying about running you off, because guess what? If you're not interested in being married, then I don't want you here anyway. Yeah. You need to be talking about that, not what's your favorite color. Who the hell cares, right? What are your relationship goals? How do you handle conflict? What's your relationship with your mama? This is one of the questions women need to be asking men. What's your relationship with your daddy? That's one of the questions men need to be asking women, because we bring mother and father issues to the relationship.
Yes.
Right. We need to learn how to be very clear and very specific. So if we're talking and it's like, okay, want to see this person in person, but I always used to have a video call, honey, because you ain't catfishing me. I'm not going to be confused if I walk into a place looking for you and you're not in there, somebody else sitting in this chair that you're supposed to be sitting in, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's a process. There's a process to everything. When you're going for a job, there's a process. You fill out an application, there's an interview, you talking to the person, you asking very specific questions. If you're going to get a house, there's a process, there's an application, you have an interview, you're being asked very specific questions. There's requirements for everything that's important in life. We need to understand the importance of having requirements in our relationship. So when we meet each other, I want to see if the vibe is the same way that it is on the phone. But if there's no vibe on the phone, we don't even need to meet and greet. There's plenty that we can weed out through them phone conversations and them video calls.
That's true.
Oh,
in that situation I told you about, the vibes were good. The person I was telling you about, because what I thought would be 10-minute conversations came 90-minute conversations, and we had to force ourselves to hang up. That's a pretty good vibe. So I'm thinking about planning dinners and all kinds of other shit that I don't do. I thought about doing for this person. And I'm like, how did it get like this? And she said, because we're pouring into each other's cup. And that always stuck with me. You understand what I'm saying? And her ex was my guy. He was my guy, confident dude. Dark skin like me, just well-dressed, and she's gorgeous. She's like a supermodel. And he would just sit back and come to the club, and then he go this way, she go that way, and all the guys are gawking at her or whatever, but he knew what he had, and she knew what she had. He had a queen, she had a king. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about those, I need to get my, I need to do this or do that. I ain't doing.
But can I say this, though? I think men, when they say, yeah, or we don't understand your need for sex, but you guys don't understand that we are the keepers of all that y'all hold dear. And all we have to do is pick up a phone and we can get it whenever we want it. So we want from you
So,
guys, we want the emotional, we want the holding the hands, the looking in the eyes, and the cuddling, the holding. We want all of that so that we can get to the point that you're wanting us to get to.
And see, this is the thing that I go back to, knowing what you want and knowing that you deserve it, and creating space only for that to come in. Because you talk about that. See, because hand holding is very important to me. Like I'm very much an affectionate person. I'm very much you being a gentleman, opening the door for me.
Yes.
So my guy, on our very first in-person meet, he grabbed from my hand. He opened the door. He walked me to my car, right? My car, I pressed the button, and I've been opening it himself for a long time. So I usually would get to the door and just open it. But he stood there and then closed my door for me, right? So again, you have to know what you want so you can recognize it. You have
that's
to
it.
know what you want so you can recognize when it isn't there. But you got to focus on the fact that what I desire, I deserve. What I deserve, I can have. So if that's the truth, if I can speak those things that be not so they are and they will be, then I just need to be speaking in the affirmative, speaking in the positive, having the faith the size of a mustard seed that says, that perfect partner for me is out there. And I believe in people being a perfect complement for you.
Out, like hand in glove, peanut butter and jelly.
I believe in that
Yeah.
100%.
Jeff and Jenny.
Well,
You know what? That's
no,
right.
I mean,
We
we're pretty dope.
talk after the show.
No, we're pretty dope. We don't have.
But
Wow.
you said something, and I want to go to that. People come into our life for a reason and a season in relationships,
Yes.
right? And it's important to recognize what something is, but also recognize what it isn't. So you
Yeah.
talk about you and this person, and that you identify that you're pouring into each other. Because we're pouring into each other, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're soulmates. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're future husband and wife. I remember on the other side of my first divorce, and you know my first husband, and I was broken. I was broken. I was emotionally destroyed because the day that I told him in the morning it was over, because I discovered he was having a relationship with two different women, and we were in talks of moving to Nassau from Grand Bahama at that time, right? And I discovered that in the morning, and I told him it was over. And that night, by 12 o'clock midnight, I was looking at my sister's dead body in a morgue. I was destroyed. I was devastated. It was the worst. June 8th, 1999 was the worst day of my life. And I'm here now. I'm raising three young children, 10, 8, and 4. I'm trying to be strong for my mom because I'm always this strong person, and, trying to be strong for my dad. And I'm trying to be strong for my kids. And I'm trying to be everything for everybody else. And I was going through so much. And I met this guy. And I actually knew I was going to meet somebody. Jeff had gone to Florida, so was coming back on Discovery. And he was a customs officer, and met him. And he just started having a conversation with me. I had some gospel tapes. I put them down. He picked them up. We started having a conversation, exchange numbers. And when I tell you, Spirit used this man to pour into me. This man poured. We never had sex. We kissed. We held hands. We walked on the beach. We had lunch together. We never had sex. But when I tell you, and I always say this, Spirit used him to pour into me, to bring me up, to help me to get through this situation. He was an emotional pouring into, right? So again, people come into our life for seasons and reasons. Very few people will ever come into your life for a lifetime. You might never have someone in your life for a lifetime, so I don't even use that, right? But we also have to recognize even the past relationships, Jenny, what they serve to teach us, because relationships are relationships. They are teaching us about ourselves, and they are teaching us about life. And so I have learned to honor every relationship that I've been in, because it has supported me in being the woman that I am today. And I think she's amazing. I love her. If nobody else loves her, I love her. I don't need nobody else to love her.
We love you, Miss Denika. Imparting the love life lessons for us today.
This
Thank
is
you.
this is like some deep shit, man. For real, like
Feel
we have
a
to do
little,
like a
I
10
feel
part
like we're on
series.
the hot seat.
Yeah,
I'm a little on the hot seat, but I'm taking it all in. I'm taking it all in, because that's
and
what I try to do. Is I try not to want to do.
That's what you want?
That's what I'm choosing to do. I've chosen to try to learn the lesson that particular relationship was teaching
I've
me.
chosen to learn. I choose to learn. You keep throwing try in there, and I'm telling you, you're never going to look at the word try the same way.
I'm working on it.
Not choosing to try.
I choose to learn a lesson from my past relationships to help me be better for the next person. That's what I've chosen.
To choose to be better for who?
For the next relationship that I'm going to be in.
To be better.
I'm always choosing to better myself.
To be better for me.
To be better
so
for
that I can pour better
into someone. Yes. I'm working on my phrasing. Choosing to be better about my phrasing.
But understand that words are seeds, right? Words are very powerful. You know, for those people who believe in the creation, you know, there are different aspects of that story. But if you choose to believe in the creation, everything that was created in the beginning was spoken into existence.
Yes.
So the power of the word is what creates. And so every word that we speak is a seed that we are planting. So every seed has the potential for the thing. So if I'm speaking a word that has a potential, then I want to be very intentional about the word that I speak, because if it is in opposition to what I want to create and cultivate and grow, then I don't need to be planting that seed. I don't need to be saying that word. And this is one of the challenges with relationships, because we've been so ingrained with negativity when it comes to relationships. And we speak these things. Well, every word that you speak is a seed, and every seed will yield after its kind. So if you're afraid of relationships, afraid of being cheated on, if you're afraid of being used, if you're afraid of being manipulated, if no women are good, if no men are good, then all you're going to attract is piece of shit women and piece of shit men. We have to change the way that we think. We have to change the way that we speak, and we have to change the way that we feel, because all of those aspects are creative.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The website is www.DenikaCarothers.com. And you go there. Denika, tell them about the book once again, man, the dating book.
Yeah, just go to my website. It's Dating with Purpose. It's an ebook, so it's an automatic download. And if you are desiring a relationship, in the beginning of a relationship, or deciding that you want to get out there, put yourself out there again, and see what's out there, I highly recommend. You know, the Jeff Fox Show is a sports show, honey. It is the playbook, honey. Them football players and basketball players, they got a playbook to be the best of what they're doing. It is a playbook to help you to be successful in your attraction of the type of person that you desire to be in a relationship with.
No doubt. And I know I'm on the right course, because like I said, I ain't settling. I'm not,
But don't focus on that. Don't focus on I'm not settling.
I want what I want. I want something very specific. You said that's what you said to look for.
But listen to what I'm saying with an open heart. Mm-hmm. Do not stay in the place of what you are not going to do.
True.
Because remember now, every word is a seed. What is the word that you're speaking? Settling, right? We don't want to survive. We want to thrive. But if we're always talking about surviving and life is so hard and we out here hustling in these streets.
I get that. I want I want that queen. And like I said, someone like you said that can buy her own Birkin bag. That ain't looking for me for that. Because there are women out there that want to date men out there for the purpose of us paying their bills.
Yeah, but baby, that's not the type of woman that you want to be with, and you need to stop focusing on her, because that's why she keeps coming across your path, because you're focusing on her.
I'm in the nightclub environment a lot, and trust me, that's pretty much what you get in those spaces. So that's why I always kept my option open. Like you said, she's out there, right? Well, she could be in Publix. She could be where else do I?
Oh my, he don't even know.
She on the sidelines of the football field.
Yeah, she might be in the Heat game. She can be anywhere.
She might be a guest that you bring on your show.
She might be.
She don't need to be in the nightclub.
Nope.
You see what I'm saying? But when you open up space, don't be attached to where she is. Just know that she's out there and you're gonna connect with her. And so the next time someone tells you, you know, I'm looking for someone to buy me a Birkin bag, you can say, oh, that's very interesting. I hope that works out for you. And you take an about face and head to the left or to the right.
Yeah. Real. That's pretty much it.
I'm taking it all in. I'm choosing to learn from you because you got a lot of good stuff. You do got a lot of good stuff.
I told you. She's dope. Dope.
I wasn't ready, but yes,
you were not
all that he advertised you to be. All that and then some.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to call you though. Can I call you?
Yes, that's what I was just going to say, Jenny. I think you need to go to www.DenikaCarothers.com and schedule a session. Let's sit down and have a conversation. Because, babe, I'm going to tell you, you are not making space for all that you deserve to come in.
Okay.
There are some things there that are keeping it out. So there are some blocks that you need to identify so you can release, because you are fabulous, but you're not quite tapped into how fabulous you are yet.
I will say that is definitely an on-point assessment, because when I was growing up, I wasn't the pretty girl, and I'm just now later in life feeling like I'm okay. I like me. When I look in the mirror, I see somebody that I like, that I love.
You're not okay. You're amazing.
Okay, I'm amazing.
You're powerful. You're all that in a bag of sour cream and onion potato chips, honey, and we don't like sour cream and onion, right? But you see, you're like, I'm okay. No, you're not okay. You're amazing.
Pop your shit.
Beautiful.
Pop your shit.
You're powerful. You deserve the best in life because you are the best in your life.
I'm the best.
You're the shit. Yes, ma'am. So, Jenny, go to www.DenikaCarothers.com and schedule a call to speak with me and anybody else out there. And if this hits you in a way where you have a little attitude, then me and you need to have a conversation. Because wherever you're uncomfortable, that is an indication that that's something that needs to be cleared. Because that's something that is obstructing you from truly having what you desire.
There you have it. The great DenikaCarothers. Damn! Did we go deep or what?
Deep.
I mean, and I opened up in front of everybody and told all my business, but you know what it is. Like I said, it was going to be like sitting on a couch. And I was watching you, Jenny Jones. You look like you're on the couch. And I'm sure I did as well. Yeah. And that's, Denika, that's what you do to people. You make them open up. You make all the hard conversations easy. And we appreciate you for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Denika.
Thank you, Miss Jenny.
We'll be talking.
We'll catch up to you next time, all right?
The girl. All right.
Call me.
Yeah.
DenikaCarothers. Woo!
Got hot, Jeff.
Huh?
The seat got hot. I was kind of squirming a little bit.
Yeah. Shout out to Janae Tate from Hilo News. Janae looking at me different now. Damn, Jeff got issues.
Man. But we all have issues. Like I said, it comes from living life. But can you move past them and live a productive life?